Hi there and welcome to your yoga class. Today we're doing a really twisty detoxifying flow. So lots of twists in there, as you may have guessed, and we're going to start on our back today in Shavasana. Just laying your legs out long, feet to the side of the mat and the top of the hands on the floor, and we're really going to concentrate on our breathing, taking nice big deep breaths in through our nose, right down into our belly. And just taking a moment to arrive on your mat and prepare yourself for your practice ahead. So just feeling your weight of the body on your mat and trying to just equalize the breath and take the time before your practice. So just starting now to bring your awareness back into the room and wriggling your fingers and your toes, just inviting the movement back in. And we're going to take that left leg into our chest, and you can hold onto your knee or the back of the thigh like I'm doing here. Start by just stretching that glute out, and then you're going to take your right hand and guide that knee over into a twist. So you'll be coming up on your hips a little bit here, rolling towards the right, but keep that left shoulder blade on the floor, okay? Better to have the knee off the ground and the shoulder blade on the floor than the knee on the ground and the shoulder blade coming up, because then you're compromising your twist a little bit. So just take it easy. Remember, this is your first pose, so take it easy, give your body a chance to loosen up. So slowly coming back down, just laying that leg down and doing the same on the right hand side. So stretching that glute first of all before we do the twist, and then taking your left hand, guiding the knee over and keeping the left leg long. That other leg is staying long. So coming in to your twist, and again laying the right hand out alongside, as long as you can feel that lovely twist in your side and the rotation of your spine. So now we're going to come into a bridge pose. So get yourself really nice and comfortable. Feet are about a foot length away from your bottom, knees bent. And you're going to take a nice big inhale. Then on the exhale, you're going to push that pelvis up towards the ceiling and try and peel it off the floor. Tailbone, bottom of the back, middle back, upper back. Sending your tailbone up and forward. And keep those big toes on the floor as well. It's really tempting to let your knees part here and come on the outside edge of your foot. So keep those feet flat on the floor, keep your knees hip width apart, just like we did before. And keep the breathing going as well. It can be quite challenging, this pose. We're firing up the glutes and the legs and the core. Everything's working here. Just pushing up as much as you can. And then when we lower back down, doing it very slowly, like we did on the way up. Just pausing there, and then what we're going to do is take the knees into the chest, cuddle your knees, roll side to side if you want to, just like this, and we're going to cross our legs and we're going to come up to sitting. So you can roll up like I'm doing, or you can just come up to sitting in your own way, hands on the mat and coming into a tabletop position. So hands are nice and splayed, shoulders over the wrist and hips are over the knees. Toes can be untucked or tucked. It's up to you, and pull that tummy button back to your spine. Quite an active pose, this one. And let's take a couple of cat cows. So just pushing your back up to the ceiling and exhaling. Inhaling, head comes up, tummy comes towards the floor. So just a few rounds of these to loosen the back up. Ready for some nice twists. Just doing it at your own speed or following me. And then coming back to that neutral spine. So we're going to take thread the needle, so lifting the left hand up, we're going to into the air, we're then going to post it through between that right hand and the right knee. Come down, and this time your right arm is bent, side of the face is on the floor. And what you can do is keep that arm there, or you can straighten it out like this for a little bit more of an active shoulder there. Or if you're wanting to, you can take that right arm and take it round your back, encouraging a bit more of a twist, and you might even find the inside of your thigh with those fingertips. But just making sure the hips are above the knees. So bringing that right hand back down to the floor, push into the hand and coming up. But when you come up, lift that left hand up again. See if you can stretch around a little bit further back to the mat. And of course we need to do the other side. So right hand comes up and twist. Then post it between the left hand and the left knee. Side of the face on the floor. Hips don't move, remember. And remember with that top arm, you can have it straight like this, get a shoulder stretch, or as you can see here, wrap it round the back and you can just keep it there, or you can tuck it into the inside of the thigh there, encouraging a little bit more of a twist. So pushing into the left hand to come up again, and remembering the way back up, lifting that right hand up again, and then coming back to your tabletop position. So from here, we are just going to lift up the right foot out to the back there, and if you can, lift the left hand out as well in a nice sort of straight line. And then you're going to crunch in 4 times, so knee to elbow 4 times. You can just stay in that extended cat if you want. So another 3, curving the back round, pushing back with the heel on the way back. And we're going to do 4 on each side. Go out with the left foot now. And you can always stay just with the left foot out if you want. Add in that hand if you want to, that right hand, because even that takes quite a lot of core stability to keep it there. But if you want to do your 4 crunches, you can do so now. So bending your back, giving it a nice curve, knee to elbow. The knee and elbow doesn't need to meet, I hasten to add, it just is going towards each other. If they meet, then that's fine. But it's more about the movement in the spine. And stretching out and increasing our core strength as well. So after you've done that, just coming back to your tabletop position, pausing there just for a second or 2, and you're going to tuck your toes, and we're going to come into a downward dog. So bottom up on the tiptoes, then we're just going to start lowering the heels, wiggle the hips, pedal the feet, do what you need to. If hands are shoulder width apart and feet are hip width apart. And remember, you can do it with your knees bent as well, so that you can keep that nice straight back rather than having a bent back. And staying with our theme of twisting, what we're going to do is take our feet out wider, so take them out to the sides of your mat. That wideness, and you're going to walk them in a wee bit as well, so it's a really short stance, a downward dog. And then from here, you are going to come up. You're going to bend the knees a wee bit first, actually. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the right hand and try and hold on to the outside of the left leg. Then straighten the legs, okay? And you're really going to try and pull your body through into a twist here. So just do what you can, okay? It can be quite an intense, this one is because your left hand's got all the weight in it. You're also doing quite a, quite a twist here. So keep the knees bent if you need to. And then bringing it back. And of course we're going to do the other side. So bend the knees first, remember. Left hand comes through, holds on. I've got the outside of my calf here, but hold on wherever you can. And then if you can straighten the legs. And then really sort of use that bind you've got there with that hand to sort of pull the chest through a little bit more. So bringing your hands back into your downward dog. You're just going to walk your feet up to your hands now. Keep your feet pretty wide as well. And we're going to take a little ragdoll here. So knees are bent as you like. As long as that torso is nice and loose and the head's nice and loose. And hold on to the inside of your arms as well. But the knees can be really bent for this one. Just hanging there for a second, then putting your hands to the floor, generously bending the knees, and then rolling up really nice and slowly up to a standing position. Just catching your breath, coming into mountain pose. So the feet are together, heels are slightly apart. I'll show you from the side here, from the front. Okay, and put your hands in prayer position, and we're going to come down to a chair pose. So remember, hips and knees back. You should be able to see those toes, so have a wee look. Keep the back straight. So feet are together, you're feeling nice and strong, and the weight is in your heels as well. Now you can stay here or you can take it into a twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the right elbow and hook it over the left knee. So keep that left shoulder back. We're going for the twist, remember, so the chest is really important to try and rotate it as much as you can, just to whatever's available for you. And what you're then going to do is keep nice and steady and keep the weight in that left foot, because we're going to step back into a lunge. Okay, so make sure you're planted in your left foot here, and then really slowly, you can inch it back if you want, or you can go back all in a one. So you're going to just take it back into a lunge. So you're on the ball of the right foot now, and you're still in your twist, ideally. You can take your hands down to do that if you want, then go back into the twist if you need to. So just keeping your breathing going, popping your back knee down as well. Still in the twist. You've not come out of the twist at all at this point. Keeping the left knee up, left shoulder back. And then popping your hands on the floor, tucking the back foot and straightening the back leg. So when we do that, we're going to crawl our hand round towards the right and come into a wide leg forward fold. So the feet are pointing forward, hands are out in front of you. And then you're going to exhale, put your hands between your feet if you can, and fold forward, doesn't matter where your head comes to. And we're going to come into a twist from here. So right hand comes right in the middle, under your chest, and then the left hand comes up. Get that chest rotated, remember, and you'll feel this in the back of your legs a little bit more intensely as well when we twist. Looking up if you can. Sometimes looking up helps you to rotate the chest as well, but see what works for you. And then replace that right hand with the left hand and rotate up, really bringing that right shoulder back as much as you can. Remembering your breathing, don't forget your breathing. Especially when we're doing these twists. So put your hands back in the mat, and then let's crawl our hands back round into that low lunge that we were in before. And we're going to take an easy twist from here. So the right hand stays on the floor, left hand comes up again. Did say it was twisty. So pushing that hand up. And then what you're going to do is, if you want to come into a side plank, okay, you can just stay in that easy twist if you want, or stack the feet and come up into the side plank. So bring your foot back round. That's it. And then shift it back in, and we'll take a flow. So down to chaturanga from plank, up onto the tops of the feet to upward dog or cobra. Tucking the feet straight up to downward dog. Pedal out if you need to do that. Just pausing here for a few breaths. And then we are going to jump, step, walk up to the top of the mat, whatever suits you. Straighten that spine up in your fingertips, and then forward fold. Knees can be bent, remember, when you forward fold. And then slowly coming up, hands together, and standing in mountain pose again. And we're going to do all that again on the other side. Hope you didn't forget about the other side. So remember that chair pose first, hands in prayer position, bringing your knees and your hips back. Can you come down further than you did the last time? Remember, don't bend your back either. Nice straight back. Should be able to see your toes. Knees don't come in front of the toes either. And this time we're going to hook the left hand over the right knee. So when we're doing that, we're really rotating the chest. Palms are pressing into one another. And we're pausing here for a few breaths, and then we're going to do that stepping back with the right foot. So do your twist first, and then take the weight on your right foot, ready for the left foot to come back. And as I say, you can put your hands down to do this absolutely if you want to, but look down to help your balance as well. And just slowly, gingerly putting your foot back. Okay, so twist hasn't changed, but now we are in a low lunge twist. Right shoulder back, remember. Just pausing and coming down on the knee as well. And really pressing those palms in. It's a big twist, this one, so press the palms in. Use the force that you're creating between that to create a little bit of stability for you as well. So palms come to the mat. Tuck the back toe, straighten the back leg, and then walking round to the left, this time for another forward fold. So feet are straight, remember. And you're going to be doing just a forward fold first of all. Hands on the mat, doesn't matter where the head comes. And we're going to do a wee twist. So this time, you are going to put your left hand down first and twist up with your right. Rotating all the time, all about the chest when we're doing this, and how far round we can rotate it. But you can only go as far as is what is available to you. So don't push it too fast. And then swap hands, do the other side. So let's walk back round to the right again, coming into that low lunge, swiveling the feet. And then from here, the left hand stays on the floor this time, and the right hand comes up, right shoulder back, remember, looking up or looking to the side, whatever suits you. And then again, doing that side plank, so you can stay in this easy twist absolutely if you want to. Edge that right foot back, coming into a side plank, and you can stack your feet or stagger them, it's up to you. But coming back round again into a plank position, lowering to chaturanga, taking our flow, coming to up dog, tucking the toes in, and coming to downward dog, stretching it out, pedal the feet, do what you need to do, and we're here for a couple of breaths. So this time we're going to raise our right leg up to the roof, heel flexed, and you're going to look between your hands, bring your right foot between your hands at the front. So we're in that low lunge again, and we're going to come up to a warrior one. So plant that back heel, foot's about 45 degrees thereabouts, and reach up. So push through those feet and come up nice and strong, looking up if you want to, or looking straight ahead. Really stretch up with those fingertips. Watching that front knees not falling in, making sure the knee's over the ankle as well. Really stretching up. Then from here we're going to put the hands on the hips. Okay, bring the back leg in a little bit and straighten the front leg. So you can still have a wee bend in it, but straighten it more than it was. And we're going to come into a revolved triangle pose here. So come forward with a flat back, pop the back of the right hand against the left calf there, and just keep your hand on your waist if you want to, or lift it up. Now that right hand can be in the floor beside the foot, on the other side if you want to as well, if that's a little bit easier. But it can be quite challenging, this one, so remember, have your hand on your hip if you want to. But you know what I'm going to say, don't you? It's all about the rotation of the chest. So just do what you can here. Then looking down, putting both your hands on the floor again. Scoot that back foot back so that we're in a low lunge again. So what we're going to do now is just turning the left foot towards the left hand, and then turning the right foot. So your toes are pointing in the same direction and you're bringing your hand up. So it's sort of like a half twist there. Then we're going to take a little bit of a flow again. Plank, chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and then downward dog. And of course we need to do the other side, don't we? So pausing there for a few breaths. So right leg comes up to the ceiling this time, comes between the hands, coming up to warrior one. So the back foot's planted, remember, reaching up into your warrior one. Then from here, bringing your hands on your waist, straight the front leg, bring the back leg in a little bit. Bend forward first of all, nice straight back. Don't bend, don't fold right forward, but you're bending over to your backs, maybe to your parallel with the ground possibly. And then we're going to do that revolved triangle pose. So bringing your right hand, try and get your elbow on the other side of your knee if you can, hand on the mat, and you can let that right hand go onto your waist if you want, or coming up. It can be more challenging, this one. And remember, you can put a wee bend in that front knee as well. So, coming into that low lunge variation again, scooting that leg back, and then you're going to point the toes in the one direction over to the right, and bring your right hand up into a sort of side plank twist variation. Pausing there just for a little second. Before coming back down. And then we'll take another flow. Plank, chaturanga, upward dog, tucking the toes, downward dog, pausing there just for a couple of breaths. So this time the left leg comes up again. We're going to bend the knee, opening up the thigh, trying to lift the knee up to the ceiling as much as possible. Straighten the leg out again. And this time we're bringing the left foot to the outside of the hand. Okay, so you've got your foot and then the two hands between it. So pop that back knee down. And we're in our lizard pose here. So you can stay up in your hands like this, if you like. You can also just pop your hand in the inside of that left knee, roll onto the outside edge of your foot and deepen your lizard pose a little bit. You don't need to have the hand there. You can just stay on both your hands on the mat. Another option is going down in your elbows as well. Do what you need to do to achieve that stretch. So we're going to be here for a few breaths. So just breathing nice and deeply into your belly for 5 or 6 long breaths. So just gently coming on back up, and what we're going to do is we're going to take that left foot and we're going to heel toe it over towards the right hand. So your left knee is going to be behind your left hand. We're coming into pigeon pose. Just heel toe over, knee down. That's it. Slide the right foot back, and we're going to come into a twist here. So taking your right hand, putting it in front of your body, and then taking your left hand and curling it round your back. And you can also hold on to that foot as well if your hand will reach. But you can also just take your normal pigeon pose. So just gently coming back up, taking your time to come back up though. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that foot at the back, the right foot, and you're going to bring it round the front. So that left knee is staying bent, okay? And you're bringing the right foot round the front, and we're coming into a Janu Shirshasana, so lengthening and then folding over. Just slowly making your way back up. And then next, we're going to keep that left knee bent. As you can see, I'm going to show you from the front here, and then cross the right knee over so that the right foot's flat on the floor. Then you're going to cuddle your right knee with your left hand. Right hand comes round to the back, and you're coming into a twist. So keeping your body nice and straight, pulling that knee in at the front gently, and twisting round, looking round to the back or the side, wherever's suitable for you. And then coming back round again. And then this time we are going to try and bring the front knee down a little bit into Gomukhasana pose. Okay, so the knees are coming to stack, and if you want to, you're going to bend your elbows, sweep the right elbow underneath the left, and bind with the back of your hands or the palms of your hands and lean forward. So those knees might not necessarily be stacked, you might not necessarily be right over. Just find the point where you can be. Your knees might not be much further forward than they were in the twist. So just do what you can do. And you can also, if you don't want to do the eagle arms as well, you can just keep your hands at your sides and fold forward. So see what feels best for you. So coming up nice and gently, and we're going to come straight from there into Navasana. So I'll show you from the side. So straight up, feet up, hands up and chest up. Now cross your legs, and we're going to come to plank pose. Okay, we're going to take a vinyasa, so down to chaturanga or to the floor, up dog or cobra, tuck the feet, and up to downward dog. You can always miss those vinyasas out if you want to, and just go to downward dog straight away if you want to. So it's the turn of the right leg this time, straight up in the air, three-legged dog, bend the knee, open up the hip, then it comes forward to the outside of your hands and your back knee comes down. So you can keep both hands on the floor or gently push on that knee or come down to your elbows. So just feeling the outward rotation of the hip there. And the big stretch between your legs. staying for a few breaths. And then just like we did before, we're going to heel that right toe over to the left hand. So your right knee is behind your right hand. Back foot scoots back, coming into pigeon. Now you can stay like this, just bent over, come right over, or do that twist. So the left hand this time is coming, or the left arm's coming across the body. The right hand comes behind you so that your upper body is in that twist. Always optional. And when you're doing this, remember, try and keep those hip bones nice and even. Even if they're not close to the floor, you can always put a block underneath. That's absolutely fine. So as before, just coming up nice and slowly, taking your time and taking that left leg round the front and putting your right foot against your thighs, lengthening and stretching, then folding forward and just letting your hands come to wherever is available. So again, we are just going to keep our right foot where it is. Bring the left foot over, try to plant the foot on the floor. Give it a cuddle with your right arm. And then left hand behind us and twisting round. And then just scooching that left foot back a little bit, coming into towards your knees stacking, and then doing your eagle arms again if you want, but this time the left arm swings under the right one. Your palms might bind, or you just might have the back of your hands together and fold forward again. And again, the arms are optional, and just folding forward as much as you can. So again, coming back up, and we're coming straight into Navasana or boat pose. So straight up with the legs and the hands, keep that chest up nice and high and pointing your toes. And then from there, we're just going to cross the leg, plant your hands on the mat. You can jump or step back, and we're coming straight to downward dog this time. So you might still be pedaling it out. Just wrap your shoulders round, and we're going to come forward to our plank pose and lower to the floor. Come into your up dog and back to downward dog again. And we're here for 3 breaths, just pressing that chest back, lifting the tailbone high, really engaging the legs. So we're going to come down onto our knees now and right onto our back, and we're going to do a couple of twists down on the floor now. So just lying on the floor, just getting your bearings and put your hands out to a T position. We are going to bring the left leg over the right, so you're just crossing your knees really and letting them drop to the side. Now you might want to shift your hips to the left a little bit as well, but try and keep those shoulder blades on the floor, so that left shoulder blade is staying on the floor and the knees are just dropping over. They don't need to come to the floor. And we're here for about 4 breaths. So just start to think about coming up again. Use your core to lift your legs up. And then let's do the other side. So cross the right leg over the left. You might want to shift your hips a little bit to the right. Let your knees drop over. And again, if you feel that right shoulder blade coming off the floor, just ease off, bring your knees up a little bit, because the twist is the priority here, not just getting your knees to the floor. You should feel a lovely twist the side of your body, and your hips getting a lovely stretch as well, because we've got our legs crossed over. If this is too much for you, just uncross your legs. You don't need to have your legs crossed, and just stay in here for a couple more breaths. So we're using that core to bring those knees back up again, and then you're going to uncross your legs, and we're going to take our knees into our chest. So hold on to them. You can rock from side to side as well if you want to. Feel the glutes stretch, a nice massage in the back. And then what we're going to do is just pop your hands on your knees, and you're just going to sort of rock your knees back and forward, just lifting your tailbone off the floor slightly. Really nice, this one, for stretching the back and the glutes, just back and forward. Do circles if you want as well. And then let's come into our Shavasana. Laying your legs out, letting your feet just flop out the way, top of the hands on the floor, and maybe just tilt your chin towards your chest just ever so slightly to elongate your neck. And just feel yourself melting into your mat. And for the next few minutes, we're just going to find some stillness. We're going to rebalance the body and just take advantage of all that goodness that we've just had in our yoga practice, and let it nourish your body. So just bringing your awareness back into the room ever so slowly, and maybe just wriggling your fingers and your toes and stretching, maybe bending your knees, just doing what you need to do, taking your time. You're of course welcome to continue the Shavasana, but rolling onto your side first before sitting up. Just pause as long as you need to, and then coming up to a nice comfortable sitting position with your hands at your heart in Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for joining me for your Twisty practice today, and we'll finish with a Namaste. So just take a moment sitting up first of all, and then finishing with Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want notifications of all the new ones that are coming up, and I'll see you next time.